But the conference schedule doesn't care if you're dealing with the flu or not. They're still going to play the ball games, and that's where it's important, whether it be your players, building your roster, but also your coaching staff important too. Everybody is on the same wavelength as far as like who's doing what in case we're not able to be there.
And Gary, we talked about it before the women's game. These men, they're taking finals too.
Good point.
I have Mark Vance. I have Devin Collins. They'll be in my classroom on Tuesday. Last day of finals, and I've got. We talked about Big E. I've got him in a class too. These guys they work hard in the classroom. I'll tell you, they're good students.
Well, and again, that's the point I think a lot of people don't see is the work in the classroom. And again, they tune into the UPIKE Sports Network. You see them playing basketball and see them on campus and that sort of thing. But they're traveling just like the guys from Wilberforce. They got to travel, and I'm sure they're probably in the finals week. And they're traveling to Pikeville, Kentucky. Maybe stay overnight last night and I get some study action in, whether it be on the bus or in a hotel or it may be. And it's the same thing. Those professors, the finals on this day. I'm sorry you went to Thomas More last night, but we still got to take the final today.
Well, we had a situation with two of these basketball players where they had a final on Thursday, and they were traveling to Thomas More, so we got them in on Wednesday, hung around my office a little later than normal, but we got them in, got their test given. I had 4 students in there taking tests before the rest of the class took them. And, these are the sacrifices these guys make and the sacrifices that we make on their behalf. But you're right. And I'll tell you about these guys. I mentioned they're good students. I'll tell you, 2 of these guys, Mark Vance and Devin Collins, are in my sports writing class. They're good writers, man. These guys are good students. They're not here to play basketball. They're here to get their education.
But you talk about taking it early. So they sacrifice a day of studying, go take it a little bit early.
Exactly. And one of them missed a film session. Mark missed a film session on Thomas More to take my exam.
So starting line for the Bulldogs, number 0 will be James Ringo, 6-foot senior from Milwaukee. Number 2 will be Dylan Britton, a 5'9" sophomore from Cincinnati. Number 3 will be Bobby McFadden, 6'3" senior from Jacksonville. 13 will be Jesse Alverson, a 6'1" sophomore from Cincinnati. And 35, Kenny Jackson, 6'5", junior from Cincinnati. Coached by Mark Mitchell and assistant by Eric Salter. I missed that note.
I don't know if you missed it or if we got a different name.
We have a different name. So number 2 will be Himes, will be his last name.
Is Himes even on the?
Not on the roster that was provided to us. I don't see.
Okay.
So real quick for the Bears, will be number 2 will be Corbin Spencer. Number 4 will be Jacob Brown. Number 5 will be Elijah Heron. Number 10 will be Devin Collins. And number 12 will be Teddy Parham, the 6'3" senior from Los Angeles. The Bears, coached by Ty Compton in his 3rd season. The head coach will be Evan Faulkner in his 6th season. And the assistant coach is Sid Chris in his 2nd season as the assistant coach.
So you want to know about these players. Let me give you this note on Devin Collins. Transferred here from Marshall. We had an exhibition at Marshall earlier this year. And one of the things I saw on Twitter that night was the beat writer for the Herald-Dispatch in Huntington saying, man, it's great to see Devin Collins back out here. He's leading this team in scoring tonight. And, just really complimentary. And I'm going to tell you, if you're a turd, they don't say those things about you.
If you're a good guy and treat everybody with respect,
exactly,
they want to see you come back in the gymnasium.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Devin Collins is very knowledgeable about what's going on around campus. He knows what's going on in the world of sports. Not a basketball player. He's a sports fan. And, that says a lot about these guys. Now, I will say this. Mark Vance, they told me, Rick, he's so quiet he won't speak to you all semester. He speaks to me. He does not speak up in class. But he and I talk every day. Every day when I see him, we have a conversation. And I'll tell you, that is one quiet dude right there.
So you have Brown and Jackson who will be a jumping ball here at the center court. And it'll be controlled by the Bears. It'll be over to Elijah Heron. He's going to be guarded by McFadden up top. Man-to-man defense, Rick?
Man-to-man defense, and a lot of young people on behind our bench over on that front row. A lot of, looks like middle school students over there. It's good to see.
Parham being guarded up there by Alverson. Gets to the rim, tries to finish. Unable to do so. Got a little tie off the glass. Hits a short being the shot clock. It'll be the Bulldogs basketball.
you know, you mentioned those youngsters over there. There's a lot of coaches around. You don't want them that close to that guy listening to him over there. But with this coaching staff, you can put your kids right there on the bench if you want to. They're not going to hear anything they don't need to hear.
Himes with the basketball over to McFadden. McFadden gets it over to Alverson. Shots up by Ringo. Rattles route, comes out. Gets all the way to glass. Offense rebound. Gordon Spencer will come away with it. Gives it to Parham. And leading this team in scoring with 17 points per ball game. Coach Wells really liked how his game has developed this season. As a lazy pass there, that's picked off by Alverson. He'll get all the way to the rim and he'll throw it down. And that'll be the first points of the ball game.
It wasn't a crisp pass, and it was trying to cover too much territory.
And it's that one-handed, left-handed pass. And it looks good when you execute it, but when it doesn't, it's really easy to point out he thought that thing two-handed with chest pass.
Exactly.
Collins got the basketball in over to Heron.
And also, don't throw the changeup. Throw a fastball out there.
Good point. Spencer got the basketball. Guarded by Ringo. Over to Parham. Not a lot of movement there, Rick. Just kind of a pass and stand still right now. Brown route roll to the basket this time. He finishes at the bucket. It'll be an and one.
Sure will. Ringo going to be called for the foul, and that's going to get free throws for Brown here.
Now, and Rick, that might be the lightest foul.
Yeah,
Jacob Brown's like, really? You gonna call that?
Somebody's watching this saying, you guys been talking about how rough and physical that league is?
Brown's free throws up. It's good. Gives Bears a 3-2 lead for first lead of the afternoon.
I guarantee you that Jake Brown was the most surprised person in the place, and he got that free throw.
Himes gets the basketball over to Ringo. He guarded by Heron up top. Swing over back to Himes.
Now a lot of motion on the offensive end for Wilberforce.
Much different style. Alverson gets over to Ringo. Over to Himes. Alverson got the basketball with under 10 on the shot clock. Gets all the way to the bucket. Tries to finish. And he's unable to do so. A late whistle.
Devin Collins going to be called that time.
His first, team's first.
Wilberforce with their front of their jerseys just says force. Wilberforce is a lot of letters to stretch across the front of your jersey. I get that.
That would be hard. I must say though, Rick, the men's team, the uniforms are much easier to read the numbers though.
Yeah, the yellow on green is going to be easier to read than dark green on black.
So McFadden misses the first. He'll have one more, and he'll miss the second one, and Jacob Brown goes high for the rebound. Farms to the basketball over to Brown. Brown swinging across court to Heron. Had to get high for that pass. Screen coming from Brown. Heron will wave it off. He got a mismatch on the inside. Himes trying to guard Brown. Brown trying to seal him off. Does a good job. Jackson sneaking in to help, give him a little bit of help. Heron over to Spencer. Collins got the basketball on the baseline.
2-3 zone is how we wind up with such a small player trying to guard Brown down there.
Heron's free throw line jumper. He get to go. That's McFadden with the rebound. He gets all the way to the bucket. Parham got a hand on the basketball. Was out of bounds.
Oh, actually, they're going to stay with him. I think that ball hit the referee, Mikey Melton, as he was running down the floor.
So the Bulldogs will keep it with 25 on the shot clock. Tom swings it over to Alverson. Ringo's got it in the corner. He gets it all with the bucket, tries to finish right hand. He does at the bucket, makes it 4-3 Wilberforce.
Well, we learned something there. One thing he can do is finger roll.
Finger roll.
That was nice.
Heron got the basketball, swings it over to Parham. Gets all the way to the bucket, tries to finish. Nice play by Alverson there. Bears will keep it with 22 on the shot clock.
Alverson made a nice defensive play that time. He just got out of bounds and the ball hit on the back of his head. So.
Athletic team, Rick.
Yeah, it really is. Makes you wonder how they only have one win.
Heron got the basketball, swings over to Spencer, three-point shots up. Rattles around, comes off. Collins goes high for an offensive rebound. He'll try to finish at the bucket. Unable to do so, and Jackson says, give me that basketball, and the Bulldogs are going to push.
2 good looks there for the Bears that time, though. It'll be okay. You'll take those.
Jackson gets over to Himes. Well, that's Ringo, excuse me. Now Himes has the basketball. Closing on 15 on the shot clock. Ringo's three-point shots up. Comes out, Devin Collins with another rebound for the Bears. Heron's going to push. Gets all the way to the bucket, tries to finish. A little mismatch there with Ringo, and Heron will go to the line shooting 2 shots.
Let me say this, Gary, because you and I spend a lot of time watching Bears basketball when they're on the road. So if you're watching us and you're from Wilberforce and we've got a name wrong here, we've got one guy, Himes, listed on as a name on the score sheet, and we've got a different name on the paper roster that we have. So we apologize to you if we've got a name wrong.
So Heron will make both of them against the Bears a 5-4 lead, and going to check in here. This will be number 11 will check in as Callie Davis, who leads the team in scoring off the bench. That's unusual, Rick.
Unusual it is. Ringo going to take a seat for this Wilberforce club.
5-4 Bears. 16.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Davis gets all the way to the bucket. He'll find Jackson. Left-handed shots up. Rattles around, comes off. Spencer, nice rebound. Another Sandy Hook product, Rick.
Yep, a lot of basketball up there.
Parham gets all the way to the bucket, unable to finish. Nice challenge from Jackson on the inside, though. Alverson gets over to Davis. Shots up and good. 7-5 Wilberforce. He didn't waste any time getting on in the scorebook, Rick.
No, he didn't.
Brown over to Heron. Tell you what, this again, even the men's team for the Bulldogs, very up. They'll extend that pressure kind of up in your face defense a little bit as number 12. Don't have a 12. And 24, Brandon Miles will check in for the Bulldogs, and we'll get number 12's name here shortly. It's Mitchell is his last name. Parham inbound to Heron. They'll double team up top as Davis and Mitchell over to Parham. Parham looking to attack. Spencer's got the basketball. Mismatch with Jackson out there. 10 on the shot clock. Going clear out here for Parham. Screen from Brown. Parham. Spencer unable to control it. Be a turnover Bears.
Bears not looking real crisp right now on the offensive end. It's second turnover. Mention again, Gary, I'm not making excuses, just pointing out. It's finals week. We're right in the middle of it right now, and these guys were gone the first day of it. So they may have had makeup tests yesterday. Who knows? They may have made up a test this morning. You just never know what's going on with these guys. So
Davis will try the three from the other side. He'll get to go again. It gets him 2 threes, 6 points. Wilberforce up 10-5. Collins got the basketball. Kean Works will check in for the Bears next dead ball. And that's off a Collins turnover. That'll be Bulldogs basketball, and then Warwick will check in for Parham. And again, Warwick battled the flu bug a couple weeks ago and unable to play that Georgetown ball game.
Warwick is going to give up some size on the defensive end, but he's used to that.
He's guarding Miles up top there. Warwick is one of those kids he'll stay up in your chest the whole game. Jackson got the basketball. Over to Mitchell. Back over to Miles. 10 on the shot clock. That should be an offensive foul. It is. And that's Kean Warwick's specialty right there.
He is going. I'll tell you what, the best way to describe him is if he's on the other team, he's a pest.
He's a pest. You want to cheer for him.
Yeah. And if he's on your team, you love him. If he's on the other team, probably not, but that's all right.
Josiah Mobley will check in for the Bulldogs.
Although we'll say this, last year I noticed in the postseason, he transferred from Shelby Valley to Pikeville. There were a lot of people wearing blue cheering for that young man when they were winning that regional tournament.
I think that he is very well respected. The Spencer will try to finish at the bucket. Corbin Spencer gets his first bucket of the afternoon, makes it 10-7.
That's 4 years of experience going to the bucket in this league. You just got to get there and get it up.
Davis gets over to Jackson. Davis swings it back out. Over to Mitchell. Being guarded by Spencer.
Nice
Jackson roll. That's a nice looking play. Jackson finishes at the bucket.
It still works, Gary. We mentioned that during the women's game. The pick and roll works in college basketball in any game.
Wilberforce got 2 more subs to check in. Swings over to Collins. Shots up. Shot back to the rim. Warwick's battles for rebound. Unable to come away with it. Mitchell has the basketball.
You're going to take that shot every time, a wide open three by him.
That should be a charge. It is. That's going to be called on McFadden as Spencer took the foul.
That's a good note of thumb there. You don't have to be set to take a charge. You've got to be in front of your man and establish your position and hold it. Corderas
will check in for the Bulldogs, along with, I missed the other number who just checked, 22. Boatwright checked in. And check me on number 1, how you say his name, Rick. number 1 for. No,
looks like Cardenas.
Cardenas, thank you. It's going to be on Boatwright. It'll be his first, team's 5th already here in the first half.
Remember, you don't remember this. Leo Cardenas played shortstop for the Reds back in the 60s. That was way before our time. But
they'll get into Warwick. And there goes the trap extended over to Collins. Had a player if they can break it. Nice pass over to Heron. Heron over to Collins. Warwick's got it with 9 on the clock. Spencer got the basketball. He's going to try to score. Shots up. Shots good. Corbin Spencer with a 2-point bucket.
Man, they get after you on defense.
Man, I tell you, the entire shot clock.
Yeah, that is really impressive.
Davis gets it over to Boatwright. Cardenas has got the basketball. Gets over to Davis, over to Mitchell. Davis shots up. The shot rattles around, comes off. Herring gets a rebound. Bears trail on this from 12-9. Herring to the basketball. Got to the bucket. He's going to call Mitchell with the push.
Get a 3. You could tie this here.
You know, this club, they played Thomas More pretty tough at Thomas More. But also a club that's had some lopsided losses on the season so far.
You wonder if sickness, injury, those sorts of things have affected them.
Warwick's up the basketball. Davis will guard him across. Davis over to Heron. 10 on the shot clock. Screen coming from Brown. Finds Warwick's in the corner. Gets to the bucket. Nice pass to Jacob Brown, who finishes at the bucket.
If you get yourself open, give Warwick and get your ball.
Give him 5. Bears trailing this one 12-11. Terry Parham will check in next dead ball. Cardenas over to Mitchell, being guarded by Spencer. Nice job, Corbin. There's a Davis. With the Boatwright over Cardenas. Mitchell's got the basketball. 10 on the shot clock. Cardenas shots up, rattles around, comes out. Heron with a rebound. He'll split a couple of defenders. Collins will finish at the rim. The Bears up 13-12.
Collins got himself down the floor, flashed to the basket with his hands ready to catch the basketball and got a wide open layup.
Davis tried to finish at the rim and unable to do so. Devin Collins will come away with the rebound. Over to Heron. Heron will find Warwick. Warwick will find Spencer. Spencer's 3-point shots up. Rattles around, comes out. Brown's going to be called for the foul. Good call.
Yeah, that was a good call, and that'll get us to our media timeout.
So Brown will be his first, team second. And we'll send this back to the station break. So at 11:34 to go in the first half of play, the Bears leading this one 13-12. You're watching Bears basketball on the UPIKE Sports Network, presented by Appalachian Wireless. Welcome back to the UPIKE Gymnasium. 11:34 to go in the first half. Bears leading this one 13-12. A little slower start for the Bears, but this little 8-0 run, Rick giving them a 1-point lead.
Got down a little bit there, but the shots are wide open looks. You're going to take that every time you can from guys like Devin Collins and Corbin Spencer. You get them wide open shots, they're going to fall eventually.
They're a new sub in the game. There's number 20, Pettis, who got the basketball for Wilberforce. They played almost their entire roster already.
They sure have.
Pettis got the basketball. 10 on the shot clock. Shot goes up. Warwick's, they're going to call Warwick's with a half.
Let me emphasize your point, Gary. We're less than 9 minutes in this game. Bears have played 6 players. Wilberforce played 13 players already.
That's going to be on Warwick's, his first, team's third, and also number 5, Justin Kearney, has checked in. Wilberforce. That's amazing in the first almost 9 minutes of the ball game.
Less than 9 minutes, they got 13 bodies on the floor already. And we're getting ready to get our 7th player as Mark Vance gets ready to check in. Sophomore from Knoxville, Tennessee. Mark Vance, he told me an interesting story about him, Gary, that he went to school with a young man who was seated on a porch with a couple of females, and a drive-by shooting, he got killed. Had no idea who they were. That guy's mom wound up receiving an ESPY award, and Mark played his senior year of football, the first time he'd ever played football, to honor that young man who played football on his high school team.
Show you what kind of guy Mark Vance is.
Yeah.
McFadden missing both of those. Pettis will hustle on the rebound. McFadden will get the basketball back over to Kearney. Gets over to the bucket, tries to finish.
Oh, nice. That's Bears ball.
Yeah, nice block from Heron, then it was off Kearney's hand.
Yeah. I
like the defensive pressure from the Bears.
Yeah, I do too.
But I'll tell you what, now there's a reason why Wilberforce is going to continue the press, because they're playing. If you're in uniform, you're going to play.
Yeah, they can afford it, can't they?
Vance got the basketball for the Bears. Brings it back over to Heron to Warwick. Warwick is really not a scorer. He's more of a facilitator. 15 on the shot clock.
Which is another reason he'd be a very popular teammate.
Parham swinging to Warwick. Shots up, rattles around, comes off. They triple team Vance on the block out. McFadden get it over to Himes. Shots up. Nope, that's going to be a pass.
The shot was going up, and then Mark Vance flashed up there.
And all the way to the rim, and Vance tried to come away with the Boatwright's got the basketball. Kearney shots up. Rattles around, comes off. Spencer. Ooh. And they're going to call that on Boatwright.
The Boatwright's like, what did I do? I was just kind of standing here.
What am I supposed to do here? But it's going to should put the Bears in a 1-on-1 there, Rick.
Yep.
That's
a lot of players and a lot of fouls.
As number 13, Overson will check back in for the Bulldogs.
By the way, I asked Mark Vance, what position did they play you on?
Football, yeah.
He said, I played D-end. I said, good, because that's exactly where I'd put you. And then I said, did you get any college offers? And he said, no, I didn't. But I'll tell you what, you look at a body like he's got there.
He'd make a good defensive end.
Yeah.
So Jackson returned for the Bulldogs. Spencer go to the line shooting 1 in the bonus. It's his first trip. He'll get the bonus this time. So on the floor for the Bears, you have Warwick, Spencer, Parham, Heron, and Vance. So you got 4 ball handlers and Vance. I mean, you got Parham who can handle it, Spencer, Warwick. And now you'll have Bradley Bunt who will check in. And he'll replace Spencer.
Union High School, Big Stone.
He was a multiple-time player of the year in that district down there, too, which is a really good district. 15-12, Bears leading this one as we approach the 10-minute mark here in the first half. Himes with the basketball, being guarded by Warwick. Himes fadeaway jumper, rattles run, comes off. Parham goes high for the rebound, two-handed rebound as well. They don't stop him, he gets all the way to the bucket. They're going to get Jackson, I believe, with the body.
Again, you don't stop him, he's going all the way to the rim. That's what he's going to do. He's going to rim run. Bunch comes from that same area that the Frazier sisters on the women's team are from. They were from more of the Wise area than Big Stone. It's 10 miles away.
So be on Himes, his first team's 8th. Parham will shoot 2. Makes that's his first point of the afternoon.
As an example, Pikeville and Coal Run are 7 miles apart. Big Stone and Wise are about 10 to 12 miles apart. So
we've got Bailey Frazier and Brooklyn Frazier on the women's basketball team. They got Bradley from Muni as well. And I know they got a couple more recruits looking at for next year as well, too. Parham makes both. He got 2. Bears to extend that lead to 17-12. A little 12-0 run by the Bears right now, Rick.
Those go a long way. You string together 3 or 4 of them.
I'll say they don't hurt.
No, it's not at all.
Over to Davis, being guarded by Bunch. Davis fadeaway jumper. He's got an 8, 17-14.
Now Bunch is 6'6", but I'm gonna tell you, you leave him open at the arc.
And Jackson intercepts the pass and lost his shoe. Over to Himes. Davis will pump fake, gets over the bucket, tries to finish. He does.
Now, see, they're playing 4-on-5. You can't give them wide open layup.
How does that happen? I mean, and Davis in double figures quickly off the bench. And it is 17-16. Parham over to Heron, three-point shots up. Rattles around, comes off. Vance tips it out to Parham.
We got a foul.
You're going to have Davis.
So Teddy going to the free throw line. You'd like to see that. Mark Vance doing a nice job. Couldn't get his both hands on it, just kept it alive.
I tell you, with Vance, they double teamed him every time on a box out. Remember, one time they had 3 people boxing him out. Parham did his second trip to the line. He's 2 of 2 so far. Parham's a talented offensive player. Makes the first. I thought this was a 2-shot penalty. Anyway, I know everybody kind of crashed in there. Spencer will check in for the Bears.
Well, because it was the 9th foul, it was on a rebound. I think it was a bonus.
Okay.
But, he made it, so we're getting 2 shots here anyway. Heron sat down. I think it was
Spencer came
back in.
Parham will make both. He's got 4. Bears leading this one 19-16.
Kind of unusual when Corbin checks in. You look out there, and you're just used to him being on the floor anyway.
That's true. It's like, where did he come from? Backdoor cut as he got beat there. That's number 20, Pettis, with a bucket. 19-18. Warwick's got the basketball, swing over to Bunch. Back to Warwick's. And guarded by Pettis. Himes will switch out on Warwick's. Over to Parham. 3-point shots up. Rattles around, comes out. Vance battled for it, got a fingertip on it. Bunch will try to finish at the rim. Unable to do so. Offensive rebound. Vance has got his hands all over the basketball down there. I think it's going to be off Mark's head, though.
It is still
nope.
They're going to say it's no. They're going to say he was standing out of bounds when he threw it off of Vance's head. That's what's going to happen now.
And probably the person that had the best vantage point was the person who made the call, right?
Yeah. Mike Melton was the longtime athletics director at Letcher Central, and he's moved downstate. I think he's a principal or superintendent now or something. He's moved up.
Good official, too.
Yeah,
that was off his foot, I want to say.
Yeah.
That's off Cardin's foot. And then you have Devin Collins looking to return for the Bears. Yep, now they will buzz the whistle. Come in for Bunch, and then Brown's going to return to action. Going to return for Vance. I thought Vance gave the Bears some good minutes, though, Rick. This activity on the glass. So you got 20 on the shot clock. Bears up by 1 with 8:20 to go in the first half.
Yeah, see, you're right.
Spencer's 3-point shot. That's pretty good. Bears up 22-18.
Vance did a nice job on the glass. He's not credited for any rebounds, but he kept the ball alive several times down in there.
Pettis being guarded by Spencer. Gets over to Davis, who's already got 10 points. Shots up and good. It'll give him 12. Became a game averaging time 9.7. He's already got 12 points in the first 12 minutes of the ball game.
Do you think it's a situation where they want to get him over there and just let him see what's going on before they put him on the floor? Because he leaves them in scoring coming off the bench.
Parham with a tough finish at the bucket. Give him 6. Bears up 4. But I think you're right. Sometimes to kind of get the flow of the game to come in and kind of see how the defense is going to play. Davis got the basketball over Cardenas.
You're coming off the bench but getting starters minutes, I'm going to guess.
Davis shots up. Devin Collins goes high for the rebound.
It's his 4th rebound already.
Warwick sends over to Parham. 3-point shots up, and it's down. It's good. Teddy Parham gives the Bears a 7-point lead.
He was right in the middle of that Wilberforce bench when he shot that ball.
Give him 9 points so far. Pettis gets at the free throw line. Finds Himes.
Oh, that's an offensive foul.
Yeah, he extended that elbow. That's an easy call.
Yeah, even if Ken Warwick is moving right there, you throw that arm out there straight into his chest, that's going to be a foul.
Heron to return to the lineup. We want to say he's going to replace Ken Warwick, who gave the Bears some good minutes.
He sure did.
He ignited this little spark here for the Bears.
Yeah, he's something else off the bench, I'm telling you.
But, again, look at Warwick. He's got 2 assists on the game, and he got a foul. But he's done a lot more besides just those 2 assists.
You know who he reminds me of, Gary, is he's got a little Donnie Jones in him.
Oh, a good comparison, yes. Talking about somebody who's had some success coaching basketball as well, too,
sure
right?
has. And, Donnie was off the bench at the beginning of his freshman year. Then he started the second half. Off the bench, started sophomore year, started the second half. Off the bench his junior year, started the second half. Finally, Greg White said,
Just start.
I'm just going to let him be my starter. And he averaged 14 assists a game.
Heron will trigger the ball in bounds for the Bears. 15 on the shot clock. Over to Parham. Got tough in that corner, being guarded by Davis.
Of course, you average 14 assists a game, but when you got Todd May to throw it into, that helps a little bit.
A little bit. Parham will try to finish, unable to do so. Nice tip from Jacob Brown.
And he let the ball come off the rim completely, tipped it in.
Give him 7. Bears' largest lead of the day, 29-20. You're right, very patient, because if he touches just a split second too quick, offensive interference. Mitchell's got the basketball over to Jackson. Mitchell will find Pettis on the inside. For Cardenas, he'll get the basketball, get to the bucket. Tries to finish. He does. That's his first bucket, 29-22. And this press never does stop 4 players in that backcourt.
One thing, if they didn't pay attention during the women's game, we can tell them they're going to press until the horn sounds.
No matter what the score is. Spencer finds Brown. Brown being guarded by Jackson. Up and under, but Jacob Brown unable to get it to finish. A little bit of contact, no call. Mitchell over to Davis. Davis shots up. Rattles run comes off. Devin Collins and Heron battles for it. Heron comes away with it.
Parham kind of bumped him on the shot, but he held him up so he couldn't fall down to catch the foul.
Collins tries to finish. He does. Devin Collins, give him 4. Bears up by 9. Nice move there, Rick.
Yeah, it really was. I like Devin Collins a lot.
Shots up, rattles around, comes out. And it's going to be Bears basketball.
Media timeout.
Media timeout. So with 5:08 to go in the first half of play, Bears leading this one 31-22. You're watching Bears basketball on the UPIKE Sports Network, presented by Appalachian Wireless. Welcome back to the University of Parkville Gymnasium. 5:08 to go in the first half. Bears leading this one 31-22.
Oh, look, the bicycle ride's over. Coach Staggs has made it here to the game. I went down to halftime between games and spoke to April, and they're running the concession stand. Softball team's doing concessions. And I said, how's it going? She said, I'm okay. I'm doing okay. Staggs is on his little bicycle. Staggs is not on a little bicycle, I want to point out.
So, Rick, earlier in this game, the Bears were trailing by 7, 12-5. Now they expanded to a 9-point lead. Now they got possession of the basketball. What has the Bears done differently?
They have stayed the course. They keep playing. They keep doing what they do. And these shots are going to fall. They're shooting 40% right now. They're only 2 out of 8 from outside. You keep getting the right people, the right shots in the right spot, they're going to fall. That's what's going to happen. And then, of course, as you said, you bring Ken Works off the bench. He's a little spark plug there. You get yourself a nice little run and makes things look a lot better.
Spencer has basketball for the Bears, 20 on the shot clock. Over to Parham. Got bumped. He's out of his shoot, and they want to throw no shot. He'll go to the line shooting 2 shots. No, but the Bears are in double bonus.
Yeah, it actually wasn't Parham's shoe that came off. It was the defender.
Oh, wow, okay.
Cardenas.
Actually, in Cardenas, it'll be his first. His team's already got 10. And Parham from the day in the afternoon from the line, he's 4-4. He's got 9 points as well. He and Spencer tie for the team lead with 9. Give him 10. Come game average of 17 per ball game. First Bears player in double figures. Coach Kai Compton on the bench coaching Keegan Warwick's about something. Jacob Brown going back to the locker room.
Parham will be an interesting cat to talk to from Los Angeles, California.
to Pikeville, Kentucky. That's a little different culture both ways, right?
Yep.
Bears up by 11 here. First time they've had 11 playing a double-figure lead. Give Parham 11 as well. Davis got the basketball up front. Once he's checked in, Rick, he has not checked out.
Right.
Carden's got the basketball over to Mitchell. Over to McFadden. And Devin Collins comes with a steal.
He's got a man open with him. He's going to shoot it himself.
Nice job of Mark Vance with a follow there, but Collins' shot got swatted.
Mark Vance hustled down the floor. It paid off for him right there and his team.
Bears up, largest lead of the afternoon, up by 13. Vance challenges at the rim. No, doesn't go. Spencer's got the rebound for the Bears. Gets over to Heron.
They don't have to score to press, man. They are all over it down here.
It's just like you got the basketball coming our way, we're going to press.
Yeah. We mentioned Parham being from Los Angeles. Reminded me of the story when Randy McCoy got Myron Mandolovich over here from Croatia.
Yeah.
His mom said she's not familiar with Elkhorn City. All she knew about the United States was San Diego. Randy said, that's no problem. It's just like San Diego.
Randy McCoy was a salesman, too.
Yes, he was.
Shots up. Shot falls short. Spencer with another rebound for the Bears. He's going to push. Even off of an air ball, they press.
Mark Brown went over, Jacob Brown went over and went straight to the scorer's table. They had to call him back.
Parham, step back three. A tough looking shot. He got 14.
He's got 14. The lead's 16 now.
I went to the bucket. Who was it? That's Davis.
Davis kind of the ball got hit from behind. The ball got hit from the side, but he maintained control and got it up on the rim.
Definitely scores mentality. Bears up at 14, including on 3 minutes to go. Heron got a basketball. Had Collins open in the corner. Parham, get in the ball. Get in the bucket. Vance,
nice, Mark.
They're going to call that. That's a good call by the officials, well, too. Vance went immediately up. Davis was blocking him out, but he just kept on, did not give him room to come down.
He kept backing into him, and now we're going to get Mark Vance free throw line. Be interesting to see how this goes. Do you have a?
I do right here. Mark Vance, let's see here real quick.
Probably not many.
4 of 9 on the season.
A couple of the young guys getting ready to come back in over there, Warwick's and Bunch.
I'm excited about their career.
I am too. I like what we've done recruiting this team. With the transfer portal, you just never know how, if we're going to be able to keep them as long. Remember we had a young man here 2 years ago, a freshman, outstanding player up in Ohio, and he wound up going home to a school closer. So they come in, and Collins is going to sit down along with Heron over there.
So Vance makes the first, give him 3 on the afternoon, 15-point lead. He'll have 1 more. He looked like an 80% free throw shooter on that one.
The freshmen are in with Vance, with Warwick, and Parham.
Bears up at 16, give Vance 4 on the afternoon over to McFadden. Cardinals will do a backdoor cut, can't find him though. Back over to Mitchell. Davis got the basketball over to McFadden. Closing on 10 on the shot clock. Cardinals working against Spencer. Tries backs him down. He finishes at the bucket. Give him 4 on the afternoon, leads 14.
And if you're Ty Compton, Corbin Spencer played about as good a defense as you could play right there, and just let him score, it's going to score. And sometimes, again, the other team makes good plays too. These are college basketball players on both sides.
Warwick got the basketball across half court with 20 on the shot clock. Harbin will work off on a Vance screen. We'll go the different direction.
Got that bounce a little bit too high that time. Didn't keep his hand on the ball.
Looks like he almost turned that right ankle, kind of a little gimpy, but he's okay now. It's almost like he got in between dribbles there or something.
Yeah, he did.
40-26, under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Cardenas, step back jumper, comes out. Spencer gets the rebound.
It looked like that instead of driving with the basketball, that first bounce just kind of bounced straight back up. Got behind him, and he wound up turning it over.
Spencer's in double figures as well. Bears up by 16.
11 for Corbin now.
Let Davis get to the bucket, tries to finish, and he does at the rim. I'll give him 16 on the afternoon for Davis, and he'll go to line shooting 1.
First foul on Parham.
That'll be the team's fourth. If we have Miles, we'll check back in for the Bulldogs. This is Davis's first free throw of the afternoon. Again, come in. Once he's checked in, he has not checked out. He scored 16. Why would you, right?
They are 0 for 4 from the free throw line, but much like the first game, McFadden has taken all their shots.
Davis will have one. He'll score there, so he's almost doubled his season average here in the first half, 42-29. He scored 17 of the 29. Over to Spencer. Garba Mitchell. Nice spin move from Spencer. Swings it over to Bunch, over to Parham. 9 on the shot by Vance. Nice job, Mark Vance. Mark Vance has got 6. Bears up by 15.
Mark's giving the Bears some good time off the bench here in the first half.
Miles with the basketball in the corner. Shot it up, rattles around, comes out. Mobley got the offense rebound. Nope, Parham's got it to Bunch. Unable to control the dribble.
Oh. It's going to be Bears basketball, but right now the concern is for McFadden. He went
back
down immediately holding his back.
I don't know if it's a lower back or a tailbone or.
No, but we got an athletic trainer heading his way right now.
I tell you what, let's send it back to the station for a break. You're watching Bears basketball on the UPIKE Sports Network. Welcome back to University of Pikeville Gymnasium. 46 seconds till halftime. Bears leading this one 15. And good sign there. McFadden was able to walk off on his own power, Rick.
Yeah, it was. And UPIKE's assistant trainer took him just straight on back. They're kind of over here in the corner right now. Didn't take him all the way to the locker room, but trying to get him fixed down there. And it looks like they're going to bring in.
I think a 14th player in the first half.
Yeah, it is.
I don't have him on my roster. Once it pops up on my scores, yeah, I'll let you know who checked in. Herron's got the basketball. It was Presley who checked in. Herron will try to finish. Unable to do so. Vance got his hands on it. Unable to corral it. Davis got the basketball for the Bulldogs. Finds Pettis, who's going to attack. Nope. Mobley's got the basketball. Gets all the way to the rim. Unable to finish. With 2 shots.
First foul on Herron.
Team's 5th. So he'll have, Mobley will have 2. .29 seconds to go until halftime. Misses the first.
You got a 15-point lead, Gary. You want to go in at least up by that many.
So we have one more. And misses both, so the Bears will have an opportunity to hold the basketball for the last shot. Spencer will have the basketball at the top. Guarded by Mobley. Gets all the way to the bucket. He finishes at the brim. 46-29. Gives Spencer a 13 here in the first half.
Good half for Corbin.
Davis quick shot up is good. Give him 19 here in the first half. 46-31. That should be the last play halftime. So we go to the half. The Bears lead this one 46-31. we talk about a small campus. That doesn't mean we can't do big things.
No, we got two now and three. Yeah. Another one coming here with this dental school that we're about to start.
I mean, so like the medical school is ranked number 2 in the entire country. MD or DOs is for rural health medicine. We're one of 23 optometry schools in the country, and only one of 2 that teaches advanced scope of practice. And now, we're starting a dental school here just in a couple of years.
So one of the things that is big now as far as optometry are these where they can correct your eyes, whether LASIK surgery.
Yeah, correct.
We're one of only 2 or 3 that teaches that.
2.
You learn that when you become an optometrist, you know how to do that.
Right.
The rest of the doctors doing that, they have to go back and learn that.
They have to pay additional fees for it.
Yes, they do.
That's right.
But we will teach you that at the beginning. I'll tell you what, Gary, that having that optometry school, I wear contacts, they've helped me out more than once having that bunch on campus. They're so good to work for.
And you see all the community members coming up on campus and that sort of thing because we have the clinic, and I know there's some big plans with Dr. Stein and the dental school and Dr. Kingery and then also Dr. Bacialupe about providing even more community care in the future.
My pastor came here to get his eye exam. He swears by it. He won't go anywhere else now.
Second half production here, Bears up by 15, 46-31. As Himes will get the start here for. Well, we got clarification who Pikey was.
Yeah, we don't know who Pikey was. We're not going to tell you, but we know who Pikey was.
So the scores by the Bulldogs, Bears up by 13, 46-33. Okay. As they kind of drug that pivot foot. But here also, Rick, let's talk about this. In the women's game, the Bears up 15 at halftime. Here the Bears are up 15 at halftime. Talk about the importance of having this start in the second half.
Yeah, you want to get off to a quick start. First 5 minutes of the second half, any college coach will tell you how important those minutes are. And that's kind of what you don't want to lose the momentum. You've got it. You worked hard to get it back. Now you want to keep it.
McFadden, it was good to see him healthy there too, Rick.
Yeah, right, exactly.
He come in, there's going to be an offensive foul called.
That might be one of those injuries that bothers him more on the ride home.
That's a good point.
And tomorrow than it does today. Kind of while he's loose, he can kind of play through it.
His first on Jackson, team's first. I know David, our cameraman, he's talked about it may have fell on the basketball when he come down as well. Oh. Another turnover for the Bears. 2 are here in the second half. Gets over to Pettis in the corner. 3-point shots up. Ringo gets a hand on it. Gets over to Himes. McFadden got the basketball. He's going to attack. Going to get Collins.
So if you play for Wilberforce, you might be tempted to say, Coach, we're down 15. It's halftime. Why do we have to press? Why do we have to work that hard? They don't. They just go out and do it. They go out and play their style.
Collins second. Team's first over the Bears in the second half. And as soon as they get off the bus, they're pressing. Well, they played 14 in that first half.
We'll make that clear. 14 different players got on the floor during the first half. That's a lot.
Nice movement. McFadden finished with the right hand. It's the left-handed players who finished with the right hand. And it's 46-35.
If you consider that on the NAIA level, you have an 8 scholarship limit. They've got 14 guys playing in the first half.
Harrington with the basketball over to Spencer.
Nice. Oh.
Be a third turnover for the Bears here in the second half already. McFadden looking to finish at the rim.
For a timeout.
He does. Makes it 46-37. And Coach Ty Compton is not pleased with his team with a 30-second timeout. Just leave it right here. Is not the start the Bears will look forward to this second half.
So I've been wanting to tell this story since I saw him walk in. I've got a timeout. I'm going to tell it now, okay? One of our officials right down here in front of us, Clayton Brooks. Clayton is a great guy. And this is Clayton's tie to our family. Are you ready for this? Clayton Brooks introduced Billy Watson to his wife, Betty.
That's awesome.
Billy, a longtime women's basketball coach here, now the coach of Harrison County, first year up there. Clayton took Billy to a party where that Betty was also at, introduced the two of them. That's how that relationship started. So Billy can either thank Clayton or blame Clayton. I'm not sure which would be.
I'm sure he's going to thank Clayton.
I'm sure he is too.
Yeah. So Bears up by 9 here with 18:36 to go in the second half. Parham, again, Wilberforce is going to press the whole way. Brown's got the basketball. Wilberforce trying to force him into his long passes to get in the passing lane.
And the more air you have to put under it, the more likely somebody from their team is going to run under it, and Parham gets fouled and drive to the bucket.
I think it's on Pettis. It is on Pettis. It'd be the team's second and his Pettis second. They should send Parham to the line shooting 2 in that first half. 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Led the Bears with 14 in that first half.
Again, the Bears had a very impressive free throw percentage in the first half. We'll talk about that after the free throws.
Parham is a smooth-looking player.
He really is.
I mean, it's one of those things. He gives max effort, but it just looks effortless. You know, it's usually one of those guys, those ultra-talented guys, that makes it just look so smooth.
All right, now that he made them both, the Bears are now 15 out of 15 from the free throw line in this game.
Coming in the game on the season, only 68% as a team.
I didn't major in math. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Ringo's got the basketball over to McFadden, looking to attack. That should be an offensive foul. Yeah, that's a good call. And that's something there too, Rick, that Coach Wells talked about Teddy Parham's development as a basketball player, is the willingness to get in and play defense and take that charge. He took a big charge against Shawnee State a few weeks ago over the arena, and he said, Gary, 2 weeks ago, he's not taking that charge.
And it's one thing to be able to say, look, I'll do the scoring. You guys carry the mail down on the defense. Man, he doesn't do that. He understands if he's going to play, he's got to do both ends, and that's what's happening.
48-37, Parnes up to 16. Over to Spencer, over to Collins, back over to Spencer. Herring getting all the way to the bucket. He's attacking. They're attacking the glass here in the second half.
So let's talk about that drive there. That pass, Collins had started his break toward the basket, and you think, well, that was a bad pass. Spencer didn't lead him. Spencer had gotten to a point where he was in a double team. He got rid of the basketball, and it was a nice shot by Collins to maintain a hand on it and keep possession of the basketball for his team.
Himes third, team's fourth already here in the second half on Wilberforce. Herring makes the first. Herring is up to 3 on the afternoon.
Oh, that's the first miss.
First miss. Bears it by 12, though. McFadden's got the basketball.
16 out of 17, still not bad. I'd have to get Dr. Holcomb up here to tell us what that percentage is.
He would know it really quickly, too. He wouldn't need a calculator.
No.
Jackson, good-looking player for them as well, too. He's got the ball in the box. Over to McFadden, got 10 on the shot clock. He'll use a screen. Brown got his hand on the basketball, able to double McFadden. Ringo will attack, tries to finish. He finger rolled in the first half, missed in the second half, though. Offensive rebound, misses. Jacob Brown goes tough for a rebound. So we're going to say Ringo went out of bounds, come back in, and was the first one to touch the basketball.
When he tried to get the tie up, he had a hand on the ball, foot out of bounds.
49-37. Parham.
Oh, that's fine.
And, as I love what the coach, you and I looked at the same time. Yes. The coach looked at Ringo and said, you can't hold him. That's a foul.
That's a foul. He didn't say, ref, that's a bad call.
He's looking at his player. That's Ringo's third, team's fifth.
I love it.
Over to Spencer. Long three-point shot. Rattles run comes off Herring. Nice attempt. Ooh. And the Bears going to keep the basketball there.
Sure are, and I don't know about this. I think it's going to be overruled. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the right call there, too. I was surprised when they come off.
That was the right call, no question about it. So the lead's at 12 now. By the way, gave a little more today, did you?
Gave a little. Got to gallon level number 26.
Good.
Jacob Brown gets hand on the basketball over to Teddy Parham. Over to Herring. Gets all the way to the bucket. A lot of contact, no call. But now it's a leg whistle. I want to say no shot, though. Be on a pass.
It looked like a pass because it didn't hit the rim and Jacob Brown tipped it in. I'm not sure he wasn't trying to shoot the basketball. Oh, he just got hit twice.
Yeah, so they're going to give him 2 shots. I guess it was on Brown's shot that went in. They're going to say no shot on that one. It's on Pettis, his second, team 6.
They say no basket. 3 subs. 11, 12, and 13 are checking in.
11. It's got Davis, Alverson, and I don't know who 12 is.
That's see. Right. We didn't get a name.
Mitchell. Herring making them both. 51-37. Mitchell's got the basketball over to McFadden. Davis, who just checked in, he had 19 in that first half.
Look at Jacob Brown on the help defense.
It's a great hands with Brown. Parham's going to try to finish. blocked at the rim, no call. And the outlet pass from Alverson over to Davis is too long, and Davis said, hey, just get it to me quicker.
You know, Gary, I'm pretty content with who I am and what I am, but I look at a guy like Jackson, number 35 out there, and I think one day I'd like to have a body like that right there. Just spend one day in that frame.
One day, yes, sir. It's like, I wonder what I could do.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they don't use him more, Rick, offensively.
I am too, a little bit.
Spencer, three-point shots up. Rattles run comes off, and Jackson, that's heard us talking about him. That's the defensive rebound. Shots up, air ball. Spencer with the defensive rebound. I said they had Collins trailing, but Herron's going to finish at the bucket, give him 7. The lead stretched out to 16.
By the way, Corbin Spencer, smallest guy on the floor right now, 7 boards for the Bears.
From a guard spot. Nice defense by Herron on Davis. Causes the miss, gets over to Parham.
They list Jackson at 6'7". What do you say, 220?
220.
Probably.
And it's a different type of 220 as well.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I think we'll get Herron with the reach.
Believe it or not, at this point in my life, I can now see 220 pounds. I'm not there, but I can see it.
That's perfect.
But it doesn't look like that.
Well, it's I notice one thing, as the older I get, that scale goes up a little bit quicker.
Yes, it does.
So with 15 minutes, 30 seconds going in the second half, the Bears leading this one 53-37. We'll send it back to the station. You're watching Bears basketball on the UPIKE Sports Network, presented by Appalachian Wireless. Welcome back to the University of Pikeville Gymnasium. Nice shot of the dance team here supporting the Bears today.
They did a great job at halftime, too.
Very entertaining.
Oh, boy.
53-37. Boat right over to Cardenas. He's going to get fouled.
Wilberforce team does something that Kelly started when he came here. If you've got a teammate down, go pick him up. And both teams, the men and women, hustle to that fallen teammate, get them up.
Cardenas this will be his first free throw. He's got 4. That's going to be on Herron, his third, team's third. Something here too, Rick, that he misses the first. You know, the next foul, the Bears will be in the bonus.
Yeah, and it's early, 15-19 to play. They're 1 out of 8 from the line now. The Bears are 18 out of 19.
And this is a 16-point ball game.
And the thing is, the Bears have shot 9 more free throws, and we talked about their coach not yelling at the referees, yelling at his team, stop fouling.
He misses both. Brown will get the defensive rebound. Keegan Morris just checked in for Herron. I tell you what, you're going to keep up with him.
Can't trap him. He can get around you.
Over to Spencer.
You get the feeling that he embraces that challenge.
He wants it. He does. Yeah, he's not intimidated at all. Spencer gets all the way to the bucket, tries to finish, unable to do so. I believe this is going to be on Mitchell. It is on Mitchell. So Spencer on the afternoon is 2 of 2. He's got 13 points. Like Rick talked about earlier, he's got 7 rebounds. He's played a team high 24 minutes today too.
I want to point out again that for the people, if you're watching us from Wilberforce, we may have a name or two wrong. We've got a roster, we've got stats, and they're both showing different names. Some of the players aren't on the roster. So we apologize if we're calling your people's names wrong.
Yes.
We're doing the best we can here.
I'm glad you pointed that out, Rick. We're looking at the scores up on the screen here, looking at rosters, and nothing intentional whatsoever. Cardenas will try to score at the rim, unable to do so. Jacob Brown, nice defensive rebound.
Brown's up to 5 rebounds now, a couple of them late here.
You know, Rick, Bears up 18. They have an opportunity here in the next couple of minutes to really put this game away, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Over to Spencer. 15 on the shot clock. Got Warwick, who's going to set up with 10 over to Collins. I see Collins get going here, too. Picks up his dribble over to Spencer. Long three, up, rattles around, comes off. Davis tries to finish at the rim. He does. Give him 21, and he went down hard.
Yeah, we need to stop this again. A lot of people say, well, we're running. No, this guy's down. He's hurt. Let's make sure he's okay. I want to say this about Collins while we have a little bit of time here, Gary. He's in a situation where he's 0 for 3. He's 2 for 7 from the field. Last year at Marshall, that may have been the end of his playing time.
It's true.
But he can do so much on, here that maybe he was not able to do at Marshall on that Division I level. So he's able to play through it and continue to be a productive member of this club. 4 rebounds.
Also, I mentioned, try to get it going. The thing is, the scouting reports out on him, too. He can shoot the basketball. So they're extending everything much more onto – they're trying to force him to get to the bucket.
He's got 4 points, but he's got 4 boards, an assist, a steal, and no turnovers.
Over the Warwicks. Bears up by 16. Send it back over to Spencer. Spencer unable to come up with it. Barely able to beat the time clock. Warwick's will be off of somebody. I thought he was off of somebody's foot.
I did too.
Mitchell trying to finish at the rim. It'll be on Spencer. That'll be Spencer's first, I believe. It is. Team's fourth.
His very first, Gary, according to Burnham.
And it's going to send Alverson to the line. It's his first trip to the line. He's got 2 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist, though.
Are you a Grinch fan?
I'm sorry?
Are you a Grinch fan?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Okay, good. That's what we were talking about the dance team a minute ago. That was their dance. They danced to the Grinch song.
There's a little house close to the gymnasium. They got lights on the house, and look like Grinch was pulling the lights down.
Yeah.
And they're 1 of 11 from the free throw line on the afternoon.
I tell you what, at this point, Wilberforce might be saying, just don't call fouls on them. Don't send us back to the line.
Warwick's over to Spencer. Bears up by 16. Spencer got the basketball.
Nice
finish at the rim. Unable to get it to go, though. Davis got the rebound for the Bulldogs.
They're back within 16 here, Gary. That's not terribly close, but it was 22 a minute ago.
Alverson tries to finish with Kean Warwick, says, give me that basketball. Over to Teddy Parham. Goes over to Collins. Collins gets to the rim. Nice hands by Mitchell. So it'll remain Bears basketball. Bradley Bunch will check in for the Bears, replacing Collins.
Collins is struggling through it. It's one thing I hear them say about pitchers, Gary, and you were a pitcher your time here, is, about 5 games a year you're going to have your best stuff.
Exactly right, yeah.
What can you do on the other days?
How can you still help your team win?
Yeah.
How can you keep, from a pitching standpoint, how can you keep your team in it at least?
Exactly.
Nice pass, Parham over to Brown. Bears up by 18.
Brown stood at the elbow, baited his time, and waited. The guys broke through the lane, and he flashed to the bucket. He's wide open.
Works his hands on the basketball once again.
Again, he's a pest.
Davis gets all the way to the bucket to finish to give him 23.
And I say that in the most complimentary of ways. He's exactly what you want on the defensive side of the ball.
It's to be nonstop energy. Like he wants people to come try to trap him.
Yeah, exactly.
Over to Parham.
When he's being trapped, we got numbers.
Parham finishes at the rim. Give Parham 18-point lead as well, too. You're exactly right. When he's trapped, we have numbers because he's going to break it. Pettis got the basketball for the Bulldogs. Cardenas is backing down Parham. Pump fake. Finishes at the rim. Give him 6. That'll be on Parham.
To finish up on Warwick's, you know who probably enjoyed that a lot? His coach last year.
Yep.
Elisha Justice.
Oh, yes. Loved it.
Yeah, because he was a lot like that. Now, he was more of an offensive threat, but man, oh, man. He would hound you on the defensive line.
Parham's second, team's fifth. 1 of 12 from the free throw line.
There's rebound number 8 for Corbin Spencer.
Like, you really don't know where Keegan's going with the basketball.
He's fun to watch. We're going to have a good time watching him next 3 years.
You know, it's something like you see him, and he's like, you go in the direction you kind of anticipate a play coming. Bunch three-point shots up, rattles around, comes out.
Need a little more air under that one.
59-43. Davis gets all the way to the bucket. He finishes. Give him 27. That's an impressive performance by him this afternoon,
It
Rick.
sure is. You know, Gary, he didn't start. I don't think he's come out. I think he even started the second half.
So it's immediate timeout. So with 11:44 to go in the second half, Bears winning this one 59-45. You're watching Bears basketball on the UPIKE Sports Network, presented by Appalachian Wireless. Welcome back to the University of Pikeville Gymnasium. Bears leading this one 59-45, 11:44 to go in this ballgame. And, Rick, you know, Wilberforce has made a few more free throws. This ballgame will be even closer. 1 of 12.
Yeah, it really would. It's they're 1 out of 12 from line. They're down 14. So, thankfully, that's the case at this point.
And I tell you, this Callie Davis kid, 27 points on the afternoon, 12 of 18 from the floor, 22 of 6 from deep, got 3 rebounds and a couple of steals. Man, impressive this afternoon.
They've done some really nice things. Fortunately for the Bears, they've missed a lot of shots, particularly from the free throw line. They're 2 out of 11 from the arc, and as you say, they make a few more shots, and Bears are in trouble. They're out shooting the Bears from the field overall.
They just keep on hanging around. You know, the Bears will go up by 18 or whatever, but the next thing you know, you turn around, it's a 14-point ball game. They're again coming out and pressing once again. Works this over to Bunch, and they'll give it to Heron to run the offense here. Brown on the pick. He'll roll. Heron looking for help. Works the ball in the corner. Looks to finish. Finds Brown. Brown is in the paint for a long time.
Oh, nice.
But nice job, Bradley Bunch, who finished at the rim. Bears up by 16.
Beautiful up and under by Bunch. Got himself right to the bucket and scored.
Bunch's first bucket afternoon. Give him 2. Davis been got by Heron. Cardenas working against Parham. Backs him down. A little contact. Nice job, Teddy Parham, standing his ground.
7 rebounds for Jacob Brown.
Swing over to Warwick. Works out the basketball. Under 20 on the shot clock. Boatwright's going to try to guard him. Bunch going to try to finish once again. He gets blocked, and Cardenas will be called for the foul. That's going to be his second.
Going to get a couple more free throws here for Bunch.
It's going to be Bunch's first trip to the free throw line on the afternoon.
Ooh.
That makes him 1 of 6 on the season.
Now, he's a better shooter than that. You can't shoot as well as he does from outside and not be a good free throw shooter.
Bunch will have one more advance. Will check in for the Bears after his free throw. Misses both of them, though. Boatwright will get the rebound.
Left 1 too short and 1 too strong.
McFadden over to Pettis. Back over to McFadden working against the freshman. Swings it over. Shots up. Rattles run comes off. Brown with another defensive rebound for the Bears. That's Mobley on the miss for the Bulldogs.
He has now caught Corbin Spencer with 8 rebounds to lead the team.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Rick, I truly believe he backed up wanting him to try to come trap him.
Yeah, I think he did too.
Because
and then once they did, he had him right where he wanted him.
You know, they in the beginning of the season, the coaches were a little worried that he might be an undersized as far as on the defensive end, that sort of thing. But they can't keep him off the floor.
No. He's going to play big minutes for this team down the stretch, too.
Mobley gets all the way to the rim, unable to finish.
Oh, it's a late foul. Ball came off the rim. We got the rebound, and then they called it on Mark Vance Jr.
His first team sixth. That's going to send Mobley to the line. He's 0 of 2 on the afternoon. And misses the first one, 1 of 13, Rick.
You make half of those, it's a 7 or 8 point game.
And makes the second one. It's 61-46. That's his first point of the afternoon.
15-point lead for the Bears halfway through the second half.
Hardman will get into Heron for the Wards. Heron controlling the offense here. Advancing a good job of sealing Davis on the inside. They're trying to get it to him. 10 on the shot clock, though.
Got it in the right hands here.
4 on the shot clock. Tries to finish with left hand. Unable to do so.
Oh, they're going to call a charge.
Be on Parham. Be his third. I wouldn't say it was the best execution offense there.
No.
I mean, it was kind of a situation I was looking for Vance on the post there. Then
I actually thought that maybe Parham was going to not shoot that ball and just throw a lob to Vance, who was wide open on the block. But he probably thought the shot clock's running down. I better get it on the iron up there.
9:22 to go here. The Bears leading this one 61-46. Bears 19 of 44 from the floor, 43%. Wilberforce 21 of 48 from the floor. The Bears have hit 3 threes and Wilberforce has hit 2 threes. The difference is the free throw line.
There's a 20 of 23.
Bunch guarding McFadden. McFadden tried to finish.
Oh.
That's going to be on Bunch. It's going to be Bunch's first. Team's 8th, so both teams will be in the bonus the rest of the way out. McFadden on an 0 for 4 on the afternoon. So the Bears have outscored them by 18 from the free throw line and lead us 15. Makes the first.
So, Gary, while we have a second here about your real job, is this a week to one more week to hit the high schools, or is this time to pull them all in? And
next week will be the week we pull them in. Schools will be shut down, so we'll got to be respectful though. Checking with schools, so those high schools have finals as well too. Got to make sure it's okay we come in.
Yep.
So he makes both of them 61-48. I'll tell you what, also, Rick, sometimes I want to see him try to trap Keith. I just want to watch him. I'm like, please go try to trap him.
Just for our purposes.
Exactly. 61-48. Aaron got the basketball. Vance will come set him a screen. He's going to roll to the bucket. Got a mismatch in there. Pettis trying to guard him. That boat route will switch. Parms with the basketball with 8 on the shot clock, though. Hesitation dribble, and I think McFadden's going to be called for the slap.
Bears have at least one, maybe 2 subs at the table.
That's going to be on Mobley. Excuse me, his first, team's 9th. He's going to send Parham to the line for 1 in the bonus. Yeah, I'm not going to say what it is so far in the afternoon.
Spencer in, Warwick's out for the Bears.
Nice breather for Corbin as well, too.
Yeah, well. But that's the other thing that Ken Warwick's affords you, the opportunity to put your senior guard on the bench for a while.
Ringo will check in, replacing Pettis.
Oh, that free throw the lead was down to 13. It's 14 now. So Wilberforce, as you said, Gary, correctly, they're hanging around.
Just hanging around. Parham makes them both. He's up to 20 on the afternoon. But, yeah, they just you turn around and you look, and it's like, my goodness, where's – you thought this is a moment where the Bears can just kind of run away with it. But they keep on. They're playing hard, battle for rebounds, and the shot was missed. But
nice shot by Bunch.
You see Davis out here. Over to Heron. Had Vance wide open. Unable to find him. Heron. The basketball over to Spencer.
Nice.
Parham's up to 22 on the afternoon.
By the way, 22 points on 10 shots from the floor.
Hey,
that's being productive.
I believe it's called efficiency,
yes,
right?
It is.
I
love it.
So with 8:11 to go in the second half, the Bears leading this one 65-48. We're sitting back station for break. You're watching Bears basketball on the UPIKE Sports Network, presented by Appalachian Wireless. Welcome back to the University of Pikeville Gymnasium. We've got a few fans up in the stands of Rick having a little fun with the YMCA song.
Yeah, that's not something you're not going to sit still during that for good reason, but the kids really enjoy that, don't they?
8:11 go here in the second half. Bears in control of this one, 65-48. After the made bucket from Teddy Parham, Ty comes and called timeout. I'll learn from Coach Kelly Wells, you don't always want timeouts to come after something negative.
Right. Bring them over on a positive note.
Davis got the basketball. He gets to the bucket to switch it out to Ringo, who's got the basketball. Drive, try to finish with left hand, unable to do so. I don't know if it was Boatwright or Davis who tipped it in.
Almost looked like Vance tipped it in.
You're going to give that one Davis. He's up to 29. Bears up by 15. Heron's got the basketball over to Spencer.
You talk about the family atmosphere. Kelly was in my classroom this week talking to my students, and he just casually mentioned, when we won the national championship, and I was sitting there listening, I was like, we won a national championship, and I was there. It was crazy.
Entry pass in advance gets knocked away. They did not credit that one to Davis. My apologies, last bucket. A step's going to be called on Ringo. That run that year, the national championship, was an amazing time.
I don't think those of us who were there or part of that, Gary, will ever forget what that was like.
Spencer gets trapped over to Bunch. He tries to finish. Unable to do so. Boatwright with a rebound. Gets over to McFadden. Davis.
That's an off defense. Yeah, that's a good call.
Spencer tried to set up there, and then as Davis tried to get a slide by him, and Spencer kind of shifted the hip over a little bit.
The thing I remember about that national tournament that kind of gets overlooked sometimes, we didn't just win that thing. We opened the tournament at 9 o'clock on a Wednesday morning, and we closed the tournament after midnight on a Wednesday morning, winning the national championship.
How fun was that, too?
Jeez.
So that's going to be on Spencer, his second, team's ninth. Davis go to the line shooting 2 shots. 2 of 6, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. Such an amazing run, one winning that many games and just, 5 games in 7 days and against top-notch competition. Davis makes the first 28
And the other thing,
points.
Gary, was it's crazy. People think of Kansas City, Missouri. I'm telling you this is the truth. Day of championship game, I'm out walking around, going back into the hotel. There's a guy sweeping the street. He's got a Pikeville College T-shirt on.
I tell you what, there was a lot of orange in the stands that afternoon, or that evening.
There were, and there was a lot of orange out on the streets, too. That community really embraced us that year.
29 for Davis. That makes a 13-point lead for the Bears. Spencer over to Heron. Over to Bunch. Swings back over to Collins. Spencer, bunch
There
from
it
the
is.
corner, shots up.
Got a little flat again.
Davis got the basketball.
Our late friend Danny Van Hoo sent a box of T-shirts out there for us. We played that first game and won it, and Kelly called him and said, "We're out of T-shirts." He said, "No problem, I'll get them there."
So McFadden will score at the bucket, give him 10. We'll keep it right here, 65-54. And
It's 11 now.
I'm telling you, it just this team, they play so many players. So literally that Coach Mitchell can tell them to go out there, guys, just play with everything in you. Just go. And you get tired, we'll get somebody else in there. I mean, heck, we played 14 in that first half, and they got some talented players. This Davis kid's got 29. McFadden's a good player. Jackson's a good-looking player as well, too.
Yeah. I like Cardenas off the bench, too. I think he's got some talent. They've got some guys on this team who could help.
I mean, just for the record of 1-10 on the season, I just don't know how in the world they're 1-10.
It may be a matter of scheduling, too.
That's true, too.
Non-conference games. But they should have more wins than that.
So Keelan Works checking back in for the Bears.
You know, Kelly used to tell me, because I'd get on him sometimes about that schedule sometimes, he'd say, "Can't play the Lakers every game, Val."
Gets over to Heron. Gets all the way to the bucket.
Oh, my.
Ooh, we tried to throw that one down. McFadden will come out with the rebound, though. Davis will get to the rim, try to finish. Nice job, Devin Collins. Ringo will follow it up with the bucket. Give Ringo 4, and it's a 9-point ball game with 6 minutes to play in the second half.
Ty Compton's not real happy with Heron. If you're going to try that right there, you got to make sure it goes in the bucket.
Warwick swings it over to Spencer, to Heron.
Nice.
Vance, he'll try to finish. McFadden with the challenge at the rim. Collins get back over to the Heron. Only 10 on the shot clock, though. So he's going to go one-on-one. 5 on the shot clock. A lot of dribbling. Ball off his foot, and then I'd say he's going to be coming out, Rick.
Yep, I got a feeling that.
McFadden, that might be an offensive foul. Nice job, Keegan Works. You got Parham and Brown who return. He'll replace Heron. Heron and Collins.
Parham, you're right. Parham and Brown are coming in. And somebody's going out with Heron, but he's definitely going out.
So let's just keep it right here. So we just went to a break. So 65-56, 5:40 to go. And again, another thing that's not going to show up in the stat sheet there, Keegan Ward's picking up a big charge there, Rick. You think 9-point ball game, they score there, get to 7, maybe even 6 with 3-point bucket.
If the stats are done right, he gets credit for a steal on that.
He does? Okay.
But you're right, it's not something that just jumps out at you. But, man, he's just so active. He does so many good things for you. And again, you know, we talked about it. He came in. That gave you an opportunity to give, Spencer a break. But, look, he's right back in the game again.
Right back in the game.
He didn't come out because he was done. He came out to get a breather and then go back in.
Because, again, he just recovered from the flu as well. So that's something they got to kind of manage his minutes as well, too, make sure, his conditioning is back up to par as well. But so, again, 5:40 to go, 9-point ball game here. Both teams will be in a double bonus the rest of the way for the next foul. Again, Wilberforce, just like the women's team, they're hanging around. It was a 15-point game at halftime, and they've outscored the Bears by 6 here in this second half. And again, they make a couple more free throws, 6 of 18 from the free throw line. And on the backboard, the Bears are winning the board battle 31-28.
They're 6 out of 18, and they missed 12 of their first 13. Maybe not. Yeah, that's right. They missed 12 total, so they made 5 in a row.
Parham with a Warwick back over to Spencer. Ringo's going to guard Warwick's.
Good luck.
Yes. Over to Parham. Over to Spencer.
That's going to be one of those things. You guard Kid Warwick, you say, "Coach, my guy didn't score."
That's exactly.
No, but he picked us apart. That's what he did.
Over to Warwick's at 10 on the shot clock, though. 5 on the clock. He tries to finish at the rim. Keegan Warwick's finishes at the rim.
He just took Boatwright right to the bucket.
And Boatwright is 6 foot. He's listed as 6'2". I think he may be a little bit taller.
I think he's a lot taller than that. He's looking eye to eye with Brown.
Just 3-point shot up. Spencer with another rebound.
9 for Corbin.
Over to Collins. Warwick should be one of those kids, Rick, that he is just going to continue.
Yeah.
to get more and more minutes. And it's just almost like, and he's going to push his teammates like, where's those minutes going to come from?
Yep. Some of you guys are going to be sitting on the bench while I'm playing. And as you said, it's just a matter, you can't keep him off the floor.
Collins 3-point shots up. 3-point shots good. Devin Collins has 7 points. The Bears up by 14 now.
First three of the make for him, but he's been blocking shots, rebounding, defending. He's been doing a lot of good things out there.
And that looks smooth as silk right there. McFadden over to Pettis. Trying to post McFadden on Spencer on the inside. Boat right, put the basketball down. Works with one in after it.
Since they got it down to 9, Gary, 5 straight for the Bears to get it to 14 again.
McFadden over to Pettis, 3-point shot in the corner, side of the backboard, and go over to the Bears.
We've got a dancer down there who saw that ball coming right at her, and she's like, oh, boy, that's not the way this is supposed to happen.
Yeah, let me get out of the way. Harmon inbound to Forks, and they're going to get the push on Davis. That'll be Davis's third.
Now we're going to get Ken Works at the free throw line.
And he'll have 2 shots at the double bonus. He is 4 of 7 on the season from the free throw line.
This guy is going to be a blast to watch for the next 3 years.
And just with the effort he plays with.
He doesn't have score to impact the game.
When you look at him and you're going to say, well, he's too small for the Mid-South. He's can't do this, can't do that. And he looks up and, it gives him 4 points on the afternoon, and he's got 3 assists. He's got a steal, and give him some more playing time. Those stats will keep on going up as well. A lot of victories in the Bears' future, too, with him on the floor.
Yes, absolutely.
And now he gets a steal from Davis. And he gets good. Who else can we talk about, Rick? Bears up 74-56.
We got other guys who have outscored him and out-rebounded him. He's player of the game for me.
Brown's up to 11 on the afternoon, I believe.
And we had 2 guys kind of square up and look at each other, and there's Ken Ward stepping right in between them. Hey, let's hold off here, boys.
So Brown is up to 11. And we got 5 substitutes coming in.
Yes, we do. That's a shift change in hockey.
First shot's up and good.
But it's not going to be anybody we haven't seen because they've played everybody enrolled at the university today.
It gives Ringo 5 on the afternoon. He'll have 1 more. That foul is on Spencer, his third.
Bears about to get a win here.
And Ringo misses second, so he'll stay on the floor a little bit long. Gets over to Parm, been guarded by Miles. Gets over to Ward. Ringo will try to check him.
Mitchell over there shaking his head like, of course you missed the free throw.
He wants to stay in the ball game.
Yeah.
Warwick's tried to split it. Got his hands on it that time. Ringo got all the way to the bucket and finished. Give him 7.
Okay. So, yes, Warwick's turned the ball over. Mm-hmm. How many times have he been double teamed?
Exactly. And that's the first time.
And that's the first turnover.
On the floor.
Oh. Right there now, I'm going to say this about that pass right there. Collins got to come meet that ball.
Has to.
Herron's going to check back in.
Yeah, also that's Keelan Works was the first one to sit down over there. I think he's winded a little bit, diving on the floor as well.
He went and sat down, but now he's coming out of the game, so he had to give his seat.
Let's just keep it right here. So statistically, the Bears at one time, it was a single-digit ball game with 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go. The Bears now have extended up to a 15-point lead. For the afternoon, the Wilberforce 25 of 57, 43%, 2 of 14 from deep, 14%, 7 of 20 from a free throw line, which sounds bad, but they're improving on the afternoon, 35%.
Yeah,
Bears,
they're up to 35%.
23 of 52, 44%, 4 of 17 from deep, 23%, and 24 of 27 from the free throw line, 88%. So the Bears will be back in action. First of all, the women's team is traveling to Florida to play next Saturday and Sunday. Playing Warner and somebody else. I can't remember who else they're playing down in Florida, playing Saturday and Sunday. But the Bears will be playing Campbellsville Thursday in the arena, and then they could travel to Lindsey Wilson on Saturday. So usually you play the men's and women's doubleheaders, but because the women's team had this trip to Florida, they made some alternative schedule. They actually made a trip to Lindsey Wilson and beat Lindsey Wilson.
And got a win down there, that's right. The Bears will play, and it's still listed as a 7:30 start, even though it's a standalone game for that game against Campbellsville on Thursday night down at the arena.
I wonder if maybe they may make some adjustment to that just in case.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Bears up at 15 with the basketball, closing on 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Heron over to Brown, over to Heron, back to Parham. They're going to double Heron. They got the hand on the back tip. Heron's had a rough last part of this second half. Miles will try to finish. He does.
Get them back within 11. They're going to call a timeout here.
We have a 30-second timeout.
The Vernons at Campbellsville, very easy to work with. Their dad, of course, Randy Vernon, long-time coach at Cumberland College, University of Cumberland, whatever you want to call it down there. Man, let me tell you, we had a name change here. They had a name change there. Ours has gone much smoother.
Much smoother, yes.
Their alum did not buy into that name change down there.
From Cumberland College and then to the University of the Cumberland.
And they went from the Indians to the Patriots, and they've had so many color changes down there. They're alumni. You go down there for homecoming. I've been down there for their homecoming. There's so much Cumberland College stuff down there, man. And I've got a Pikeville College sweatshirt that I wear sometimes.
Yeah.
We embrace that. They wear it because there's some bitterness with the alums. They did not take that change.
He listen to me. I didn't like this change.
Yeah, exactly. I think they felt like that. We were kind of inclusive. You were here when that happened.
Yeah.
I think they felt like that change happened without their knowledge.
You didn't include us. Yeah, because when the name changed from Pikeville College to the University of Pikeville, there's actually some polls allowing people to vote on what the new name should be. Herring gets over the Brown.
And the story, apparently, a medical school student who we will never know the name of, included UPIKE, and that's how that happened.
It's I don't remember the name. You're exactly right. He was sitting in Governor Paul Patton's office. I was sitting with him, and he read the comment, and he's like, because it doesn't work Pikeville University because you have the name of PU.
Right.
You don't want that. So you had the University of Pikeville, and it worked out perfectly. Here's we got the basketball at top. Shots up. Rattles run comes off. Brown. Close to double-double, Rick.
Yeah. It sure does.
They may give it to him.
11 and 10. And, Gary, I still think that we might be struggling with the name change, if not for the UPIKE aspect of it.
Correct. Yeah, you kind of give that I won't say cool nickname, but it's an athletic name.
Yeah,
UPIKE.
it is. It is. In fact, Gary, in my sports writing class, I tell my students, give the full name of the school. But if you're doing UPIKE or UConn, I'll allow that. Mm-hmm. Because those are, if you see UConn play and it says Connecticut on their jersey, you're like, what are they doing?
Exactly right. So, but, even like when you're referring to people, it gives you an opportunity to, if you're writing an official paper, University of Pikeville, known as rest away as UPIKE,
yeah.
It's actually an educational opportunity, right, Rick?
Absolutely.
Bears up by 13, under 2 minutes to go. Cardinals got the basketball, swings over to Himes. He gets all the way to the bucket, tries to finish. He does. That's his first bucket. Give him 2.
Back within 9 again. Bears are going to win this one, but it's not going to be one Ty Compton's going to feel incredibly great about. Had to call timeout there.
Again, this. I know. So Wilberforce's coaches are wanting it. There's 20 on the shot clock. They had not crossed midcourt yet.
Oh yeah.
So you would think 10-second violation, and the officials are talking right now because Coach Compton saw the difficulty of getting across half court, and he called timeout.
I got news. I don't think he's getting that. Oh, there's going to be.
They'll overturn it.
Oh well, I'm surprised.
So they're going to maybe take away the timeout.
Here's the way I look at that. We were trying to call timeout before it got to 20.
Yes.
It was an official issue that, and a human error.
So Coach Compton say, I want to keep the timeout.
But now I'm going to use it to yell at you instead of talking to my team.
But I think he's telling the same thing what you were just talking about. Hey, I tried to call timeout before he got to 20. By the time he got signal over, then it's the same thing. He's pointing at the table right now, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to overturn that 10-second violation back over to a timeout.
Probably not.
But to your point there, I think this is a situation that Coach Compton may be a combination of, one, getting over the flu, two, it's just like we never could put this team away today.
He's taking out some frustrations on the officials right now. You were at 15 at halftime. You feel like you should probably be blowing this team out. It's a 9-point game.
Because there's that one point there, Rick, we talked about there's at the midway point of the second half where the Bears were up. It was either 16 or 18, and we talked about it in the next couple of minutes where the Bears could really pull away. But this Bulldogs team said, we're not going to go away.
43% shooting, 4 out of 18 from the arc. And those are the reasons probably that you haven't you've turned it over 16 times. Those are the reasons you haven't put this team away.
And they've only turned it over 8 times today. 10 on the shot clock, backdoor cut, turnover for the Bears. Herring come up with a steal.
Parham got a hand on it, and Herring was right there to get it for him.
Over to Parham. Close in on a minute to go in the ball game. Parham. A hand violation there. He'll have 2 free throws.
Under a minute to play. You notice, Gary, the ball kind of got stagnant on that offensive possession right there. Kim works on bench.
That's exactly right. And we've had a couple of offense possessions this afternoon where we got kind of stagnant, got into a situation where it's under 10 and we're still just holding the basketball.
We're trying to dribble the air out of it instead of making something happen.
Parham makes the first, give him 23. Again on 10 shots.
10 shots from the field. So that goes a long way.
Again, Coach Compton is on the floor talking to the officials still.
He sure is. He's right out there on the court.
Give Parham 24.
Let me make this clear. Not only out there on the floor, inside the arc talking to the official. He just backed off.
But I'm going to say again that they're down 13 points here in this with under a minute to go. They haven't stopped. Wilberforce has not stopped playing.
They have not stopped pressing. They've not stopped working. What's the ball movement when they bring it down here? Trying to get the
Davis has
floor
got
cleaned up.
He's got 29. He also have McFadden got 10. Got how many players have scored for him? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 players have scored, Rick.
Yeah, and there's 3 other dudes that have played and haven't been able to score. If you're a male on the campus of Wilberforce and you haven't played in this game,
you just don't have a uniform yet.
I want to know what's going on.
That was Ringo. He's got the basketball. He's going to attack. Out to the bucket. Layup is good. Give Ringo 9 on the afternoon.
And again, now Ty's out there. He's not after the officials. He's trying to find out why we had a defensive breakdown.
Of course, Rick, you and I both become these ball games for a long time, whether you're a broadcaster or just a fan in the stands, where it may be. They've been so many times, like you get on 13 less than minutes, it's like just let the clock run out.
Yeah.
I mean, they're scoring, still calling timeouts. Coach Mitchell is still coaching, and
when they come out of this timeout, they're going to press.
They're going to press. They don't care that because I saw a lot of Domino's pizzas coming in already. They don't care the Domino's pizzas are already here.
No, they don't care.
We're going to try. As you said, we're going to be us. Yeah. It's what we do.
I admire that.
Again, as you talked about in the pregame show, though, too, it's kind of like we're kind of passing in the night. The first year to Mid-South, the last year for us in the Mid-South, and going into the Appalachian Athletic Conference next year.
I think that we're still going to play some Mid-South teams, obviously. I don't know that Wilberforce will be one of them.
True.
A little bit, of a distance.
It'd be more the past rivalries, right? Probably Georgetown.
Cumberland's,
yeah.
I would expect. I wouldn't be surprised at all. A lot of it has to do with what kind of relationships Ty has with those coaches at the other places too, But that's a league that is facing some issues because we're leaving, Shawnee State's leaving, Thomas Moore's leaving. So.
And they just had a commissioner change too, I believe.
Yep. Well, they definitely had one leave. I don't know if they hired one. I haven't seen it.
It'll be on Ringo, so it's going to send the Bears to the line for 2 shots. I think they just have an interim in place right now.
Is it Chris?
Chris, correct.
Chris
yeah.
Wills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hartman lines got 24. Again, this Appalachian Athletic Conference, again, another really good conference. A lot of good teams in that league as well.
Yeah. Some of them we're more familiar with, unions in that league and that sort of thing. And then some of them will be new teams to us. A lot of them will be schools that we play in football regularly because a lot of those schools played football in the Mid-South, but now they don't anymore. The AAC's got enough to have their own league. We'll help with that.
Parham will have one more. That's his first miss of the afternoon. 13 of 14. Bears up by 12.
Well, there's going to be more free throw shot because Wilberforce is going to bring it down, try to score, and then they're going to foul again.
Over to Ringo. Got the bucket. Basketball gets all the way to the bucket. Tries to finish. He does. Give him 9.
How many timeouts does that team have?
I'll tell you what. Let's see if I can figure out how many they have left. Let's see. Summary. Not sure if I had to figure out how many timeouts they have left, but now.
I don't see timeouts on there.
Let's see. Got a plus. Let's see if it's up on top here.
They've caught a bunch.
They have caught a bunch, so it's the.
Says that was their third.
But you know the Bears up by 10 with 23 seconds to go, and you know even with the style that they play, Wilberforce, they only turned over 9 times today. I mean, they got the ball down the floor as quickly as possible.
Well, if you're the Wilberforce coach staff on that ride back, you're talking to your team. 7 out of 20 from the free throw line is going to be what you point to.
Man, you think they just hit half of those. They hit 6 or 7 more. You're looking at a 3-point ball game.
You missed 23 of those. So if you make 11 more, that's not a lot. 11 more, it's a 10-point game.
It's a 10-point ball
game. You're ahead by 1.
T and Warwick has checked back in the ball game for the Bears as well.
Yeah, Warwick's, Herron, Parham, Collins, and Brown.
So the Bears should be able to run the baseline if necessary. Yeah, the official just told Teddy that. It's over to Herron in the corner, but it's over to Parham.
We need to get the ball in Kim Warwick's hands. We got a foul there.
I got that as 24 as being Brandon Miles. But 24 is Bennett.
We've got Bennett as 22. Vernon just announced we got Boatwright as 24.
Yeah, so again, our apologies at home, folks. It's nothing intentional. Bears up by 10, 17 seconds to go. Parham will have 2 more. Gets him up to 27.
I'll say this for the folks at Wilberforce, if you're not familiar with the Mid-South Conference, you got your work cut out for you.
Yeah.
It's a great league. It is a great league, not basketball. It's a great league.
It is a great league.
Across the board, they're going to have top teams in nearly every sport.
You're going to be playing a lot of teams will be making appearances in the national tournament as well, too. Bears up, gives Parham 27, Bears up by 12. Davis 3-point shots up, rattles around, comes out. Brown corrals the offensive rebound, and they're still pressing.
They're trying not to foul now, though.
Yeah, Warwick's going to dribble this one out. So the Bears will snap their 4-game losing streak and move to 6-6 overall, and they'll put them at 3-4 in a conference. And Rick, a much-needed win for the Bears.
Absolutely, they needed this one. It may not have gone as smoothly as they hoped it would. It may not be by as many points as they hoped it would. But it's like I used to tell Billy Watson all the time. A month from now, this is a win.
That's a win.
And that's all that matters.
You know, like you said, you go to bed tonight, you're thinking, oh, my goodness, we could have done this better. We could have done that better. Like you said, a month from now, it's a W versus the L.
When we go up there and play Wilberforce in their place, we're going to be 1-0 against them.